Hello guys, welcome back to Analytics with Prem. So in this video, I will tell you about the data warehouse. So in this video, step by step, I will walk you through each and every functionality which Microsoft Fabric is providing inside a data warehouse. So I will start with creating a table inside a warehouse, and I will add some records in the table. I will create a views out of it. I will create another table, and I will join those two tables. So this kind of stuff I will show you inside a data warehouse. So stay connected with this video. So guys, let's back to screen. So I've already opened our Fabric account. So let me go to one of the workspace to create a data warehouse. So let me go to this end to end. Okay, so okay, let me create one new workspace. I'm going to name it as a sample. Okay, now let me create a new warehouse. Also name it as a sample. Okay, so now our warehouse is created. So basically we are having all these options. So we'll go one by one. So basically the first option we are getting as a refresh. We can refresh so that we can see all our tables and the schemas. Okay, so there is one option of settings. So we can click on here and we can go to our SQL Analytics endpoint. Okay, so here is our connection string. So you can copy this connection string and you can use this to bring the data into Power BI. Once you are getting the data into our Power BI, you should use this connection string to get the data from to this warehouse. Okay, so basically the third option is get data. We can use the data flows and to bring the data from to the various sources to our warehouse, and we can also use the data pipeline just like a copy activity to bring the data from to the other sources to our warehouse. Also we can use the SQL query to bring in the data. So we are also having the SQL templates just like new schema, new table, new view, new store procedure. Okay, so we are also having the query activity. So basically it is showing how much time the query is taking to run. So long running queries and frequently running queries, so it will give all the queries which are taking a longer time and which are running frequently. So here also you can refresh the queries. Okay, so basically in the DBO schema, we are having the option of tables, views, and function store procedures. So once we are adding the tables into our warehouse, we will be seeing our tables into the table section. Okay, let me create a new query. So, okay, so in this query, what we are going to do, we are going to create a table and we are going to insert some data into that table, and we are going to create another table, and we are going to add the data into that table, and we are going to join those tables. Okay, so uh, the basic steps we are going to follow here. So let me create a new table. Okay, so we are going to create a employee table. So I have written the script. So basically, in the create statement, the first one is our warehouse, the second one is our schema, and the third one is our table. So we have to follow these things, and uh, also we are going to insert some data into this employee table. So let me run one by one. Okay, so it is executed completely. Okay, so let me show you the table. Okay, we have the table, and now let me insert the data into our table. Okay, so the data is also inserted in our table. Now let me write down the select statement. Okay, so we got our employee table and we are having all the columns. Basically, I have inserted only 10 rows, so it is showing the 10 rows. Okay, I've noticed one thing, that here the queries are case sensitive. So if I am going to write in caps EMPLOYEE, so it is going to give error. Okay, so we have to be very careful once we are writing down the queries. Okay, so now let me create another query. Okay, so here what I am going to do, I am going to create another table and I am going to insert some data into it. Okay, okay, so I have created another table as a company and I am going to run this query to create a table. Okay, okay, so now I am going to insert the data into this table. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we got our company table. Okay, so basically it is giving a SQL query 1, SQL query 2. So we can also save these queries. In my queries, it is showing as like SQL query 1 and SQL query 2. So basically, I can rename it. So just like it is was the employee table, and let me rename it also as a company table. So basically it is under the section my queries. We can also move these to the shared queries. So whenever anyone of our company will log in and they are going to use these queries. Okay, so we can also move these queries to the shared location. Anyone of our company can view it and can also modify it. Okay, okay, now let me click on the third query. So basically here what we are going to do, we are going to join two tables, the company and the employee. Okay, okay, let me write down the query. Select star from employee. Left join company on employee dot empid employee id is equal to company dot company id. Okay, So basically from to the employee table we are going to bring first name, last name and department. We are going to give the alias as EMP and company as COM. Okay, EMP dot first name, last name, EMP dot, let me see, first name, last name and department. Okay, department. Okay, and from to the company table we are going to bring company name, location and revenue. Company name, location, revenue. Okay, okay, so have we have joined the two. So this one is our final table, first name, last name and department and company name, location and revenue. Okay, so let me create a view. DBO dot underscore EMP. Okay, as okay, so we have saved this joint table onto the view. Okay, so this one is our view. So basically these views are very helpful. So once we are having some of the tables, we can join those table and we can create a view, and those view we can recall in Power BI. So we do not have to do these type of modifications, this type of modeling in Power BI. So once we are creating the views in our warehouse, we can directly bring out the view in our Power BI report. So views are very helpful. We can basically, if we are having many of the tables, we can join and we can create a view out of it. And in Power BI we can bring in that view. So it will be very helpful in Power BI. We don't have to create the modeling in Power BI, and we can also do some of the calculations in our view, and we can recall these. We can bring on these views into our Power BI. So basically, views do not store any new data. It's basically a pointer to the existing tables. So basically, this view is available to us. and we can select the top 100. We can create, we can alter this view, we can drop this, we can drop and create. So we are going to select the top 100. Okay, so basically this view is ready to import in our Power BI. In Power BI we don't have to do these joining stuff, we can directly pull this view, and also the business logics and the calculations we can also perform into this view. So in Power BI we don't have to do these type of stuffs. We can also add the another warehouse. I'm not having any of the warehouse present in our OneLake, so we can also bring in the another warehouse, and it will be showing as the first our sample warehouse, and the second one it will show downwards to it. So we can use the tables inside the second warehouse, and we can create a views, we can create the joining conditions, we can create all the transformation with the other tables from to the other warehouse. Also, we can here we are getting the option of creating the new semantic model. So we can create the new semantic model from to this tables which are present into our this warehouse, and directly we can pull this semantic model in our Power BI. So we are getting a lot of stuff in our warehouse. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.